Oh, man, let's talk about all the sweet deals that the Texans made during the deadline, during the trade deadline. Let's jump into it. And that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you for joining us on the Bull Run Sports. Let's talk about these trades or lack thereof. Let's talk about it. Go,
Oh man.
Omar, do the Texans want to even win anymore, bro?
You know, why'd you start me off like that already? I mean, because like, I've been really upset, man. Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be too upset, but
yeah, you should be.
Yeah, I mean, I just, what are we doing, man? Like, what, like, we have. I could understand if it was like, nah, guys, we got. This is kind of what upsets me is that Coach Ryans has been out there talking about, no, we got the guys. We have, and then he's like, we have who we have. And then it's like, okay, you have who you have. All right, I get that. You also have a ton of cap space, right? Like they could make some things happen. And then Nick Caserio gets on the podcast with the guys from I guess it's the coffee, the morning coffee or whatever that podcast is.
Yeah,
and he tries to and he may be right. I don't know. I'm just an idiot on the couch. I don't know how these things work, but I'm pretty sure like if you wanted to make a deal, like there's deals to be made, right? Like you could make deals, right? And it's funny, man, because what's the guy that has the channel? He's with Stutz. I forget his name. I'm blanking on his name. Landry. Shout out to Landry. He said something that was really, really interesting that really struck me. I was like, oh, you know what? He might be right. And he was talking about Caserio. He said that every Superman has his kryptonite, right? And obviously Caserio has made some phenomenal moves to improve this roster by leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. There's absolutely no doubt about that. The guy's an amazing eye for talent. But when it comes time to pick offensive linemen, he is absolute dog shit and a half. And that is one
can't disagree with that, right?
And that is one thing that he just cannot, for whatever reason, right? He can obviously pick the hell out of some wide receivers. He can obviously pick the hell out of a quarterback. He can obviously pick the hell out of the running backs. He can obviously pick cornerbacks. He's batting 1,000, let's call it. Now he's batting 800 for everything that does not involve the offensive line. Yeah. Because when it comes to the offensive line, he just simply cannot pick good talent and does not have an eye for picking phenomenal talent at the offensive line. He's made some valuable pickups, like in the second round of these drafts for some of these guys that are coming out to be just absolute world beaters. And they're absolutely phenomenal for the pick where they got picked up at. But for some reason, he just can't evaluate offensive line talent. Shout out to Landry for that. That's not my thought. That's Landry's thought. And I completely agree with it. And it made absolute sense when he put it in the Superman kryptonite kind of way.
Yeah, everybody got their Achilles heel, right?
Yes.
It only seemingly does the Kansas City Chief hit 1,000 and get everything right. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's unfortunate no more. But the thing is, even be that as it may, right? I mean, nobody builds our championship roster during the offseason, right? Nobody comes in with that same team. What's supposed to happen is like, hey, you see the holes in your team and you're like, how can we improve this roster by the trade deadline? Texans coming in with a head of steam, winning the games we were supposed to win. We dropped that Jets game. That sucks. We'll talk about it a little bit, I guess. All right. But dude, moves, especially on the offensive line, needed to be made on the trade deadline. There was no doubt in my mind that Nick was going to pull the trigger on something. To improve the massive hole that we had in our team, which was that offensive line. And to see them just not do nothing and say, oh, no, we're good. This roster's good the way that it is. It's like, dog.
Like who's big boy that they brought in from We just pulled him. Zach Thomas.
I mean, bro. I mean, these are waiver wire guys. I mean, these are guys that were on the street. You know, bro. Come on. We started this channel based off of Nick and Miko going out there in the offseason, making all these splash moves to build around CJ Stroud, knowing that, hey, we're in this rookie window, you know, with CJ on his rookie contract.
Right.
We brought in Joe Mixon. We brought in Stephon Diggs. We knew that Nico and Tank were coming back. Will Anderson was there. We brought in Daniil Hunter. Like, all of these moves, bro, that's how you build a championship roster. But you got to keep your foot on the gas. You know, at the trade deadline, when you see that you have this massive need, you have to make a move, bro. What happened, man? What happened?
And it's because it's such a, because I'm with you 100%. There was no doubt in my mind that we were going to do something, right? Like, I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know who. I didn't know how. I didn't understand what or when. But it's like you said before, bro. They're seeing what we're seeing. Like, we can't sit here and act like CJ isn't, what is he, the top 3, like the 3rd most sacked quarterback in the league? I think it's something like that. It's like top 5 or something like that.
It's ridiculous,
like,
bro.
He's absolutely running for his life every freaking pass play, right? He's running for his life. He's gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
he's gonna get hurt, and our franchise quarterback is gonna go down, and we're gonna be left with Daddy Longneck.
For however long he can last with the punishment, right? Because it's like, dude, they're not doing their job up front. And what do we say all the time? This is a business. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business. CJ Stroud is the face of a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and you're allowing this guy to get his ass kicked every game. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I mean, I always, use the Colts as an example. You saw what happened to Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was like, I'm out.
He's like,
bitch,
I'm out.
Hey, I can't take this abuse. I'm a man, I'm a human being that is not supposed to be subjected to this amount of abuse. You know what I'm saying, bro? See, like, you hit the nail on the head, bro. We're talking about this guy potentially getting hurt. I was just gonna mention the fact that the brother don't have no time in the pocket to even make a play.
Nah, man, that's
look,
I'm not even worried about that aspect of it, because CJ is CJ. Right? It's almost like he's making up for that, right? CJ is CJ. Like,
he shouldn't have to.
You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. He shouldn't have to. However, he can do it, right? So I'm not so worried about his inability to make pass plays, because it is affected, right? I mean, he's not as accurate. Like, we saw him last year making some of the most spectacular throws that you have ever seen a quarterback make. And it's because he's had the ability, the time, and the space to make them, right?
Exactly.
And now he's throwing seemingly dead ducks and throwing balls in where there's no receivers. And that's not the same CJ that we saw last
year. Obviously, look. So thank y'all for being here. First and foremost, man, Bull Run Sports Podcast. You already know what it is. Y'all hit the like, subscribe button here on YouTube, man, to keep these videos coming out on the regular. You guys watch the games, okay? I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you, listeners. All right, y'all smart. You saw how CJ operated last year, okay? Now, he's not always going to have 100% clean pocket, but that's not what quarterbacks need, right? Sometimes when you get pressured, pressure comes off the edges. CJ is a good enough quarterback, and he's proved that he is to, we don't tout up CJ Stroud to be this like Michael Vick type quarterback or whatever, or Lamar Jackson to scramble out the pocket and make plays with his feet. But what he does have is that innate ability, like Aaron Rodgers, like Patrick Mahomes, to step up in the pocket and avoid pressure and still be able to get off a really good, clean pass. But guess what? This year, our interior, our left guard in particular, the Kenyon Greens of the world, are not giving him that opportunity to even step up in the pocket. So what happens? Like, he's having to move outside the pocket where the play isn't even happening, where receivers aren't happening. Then we lose somebody like Nico Collins, who, like you said, Omar, CJ Stroud has the ability to make magic happen sometimes, pull a rabbit out the hat, find guys who are smart and on the same page with Stroud, like a Nico Collins. When you lose, that telepathy guy that you have on the field, then you see what happens.
Right.
It just, nothing happens because the guy's he's getting pressure too much, bro. So
he's running for his life.
That's not supposed to happen. Is my point.
Right.
They have to protect him better and fault the guys. Obviously, the coaches are like, oh, they have to play better, which is true. But when they're not playing better, as we talk about all the time, with a multi-billion-dollar business, you got to get the fuck out of there. You got to get those guys out. They're fired.
Yeah. How many times in a row is that they got to play better acceptable?
No,
right?
No.
You get maybe 2 weeks worth of that, in my opinion. It's like, hey man, we just got to play better. All right, cool. So then that means in practice you're going to run some shit and you're going to see how it works. And if it doesn't happen again, then it's like, guys, we just got to play better. It's like, okay, well, you said that last week. So at this point, it's okay. I'll give you one more week, right? And then you come back the third week and you're still dog shit. And it's like, wait a second. Okay, now it's a personnel issue, right? Like, it's like, you just simply, you have to be coaching the right stuff. I believe that you're coaching the right stuff, and I believe that you're coaching the right things, right? Because then if you're not, then that's an even bigger problem, because now we have a coaching issue. Now we have a systemic issue, right? Where no matter who we go and grab out of the waiver wires or whoever's out there in free agency, or simply we just pay out the nose for another guard, that whoever we plug in there is not going to work. You're plugging them into a broken system, right? So if that's not the case, okay, well then go get some good people. Like what are we doing here? And to correct myself, CJ Stroud is the second most sacked quarterback in the league, only behind Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
And I firmly believe that Deshaun Watson's offensive line is like purposely like letting him get sacked. Like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not blocking for that guy.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, fuck this guy, man. He's absorbing all of our cash and we can't get good people. And you know what? Just put him down.
They did their job, just like CJ when he fell on Kenyon Green and hurt that motherfucker purposely.
You know what? You know what's crazy, bro? Is that they're like, Kenyon Green's out with a dislocated shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So like that whole thing came out, right? And he's out for this. I think he's out for the season. They've confirmed, right?
Yeah.
And then like a couple, like I'm scrolling through Instagram, just like brain break or whatever. I'm scrolling through Instagram. And then it's like, oh, Kenyon Green's out for the season with a dislocated shoulder, right? And then it's like, I scroll down like a few more times, and then it's like some Thai. There's like these Thai guys, like these Thai kickboxers. Some guy that dislocates his shoulder, like walks over to the ring, puts his shoulder on the ring rope, pulls back, pops his shoulder back in place, and gets right back to it.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's kind of shifty, It's like,
you think
I don't know if you ever dislocated your shoulder before, but I heard that it's painful until you pop it right back in, and then it's like you're right back at it.
Nah, I never have, man.
I don't know. The way he dropped the people's elbow on him, all this is really shifty.
It looked purposeful to me, bro. It looked like CJ was like, I'm sick of this shit. And I'm going to take matters to my own hands.
It's like,
and he did what he needed to do.
Because he was in a bit of a dog pile when it happened, right? So he's kind of looking around. He's like, oh, shit, that's Kenyon.
Yeah.
Hey, he did it for self-preservation. I'm not mad at him,
I'm not mad at him either, bro. But no, it's very disappointing.
Yeah,
very disappointing that we didn't make any moves, man. I mean, we made a move. We got rid of Khalil Davis for what, a 7th round draft pick, bro. I mean, you might as well say we didn't do nothing, and it's really disappointing, bro. Really disappointing. And let's not talk about the fact that, look, it's a sad time right now, bro. We dropped a game that we should have won. There was a lot of miscues. Jets did everything that they could to try to give us that game, bro. Now we're sitting at 6-3 instead of 7-2, which we should be right now. And we're going into a game that we're absolutely 100% gonna lose. We're gonna get smoked.
Yeah, we're gonna get smoked, especially if Nico doesn't come back, right? Like, if Nico's not back, which is odd, because they just announced today that he, by all intents and purposes, passed all protocols, all testing, right? He's his speed test, his agility tests, everything was passed with flying colors, no issues. But yet they haven't activated him, and they haven't taken him off IR. Which I don't know what the protocol is for that. Maybe you know better than I do. Is that like a day before thing, or is that like the?
He should have been at practice. He should have been at practice today, man.
That's the part that bothers me, is that he wasn't at practice, right?
Yep. He should have been practicing for sure. He needed a full week of practice, and I'm not sure why. Even just a limited practice, man. Be out there. You get reacclimated with the team. So
get moving
I'm with
around
you,
a
bro.
little bit.
It concerns me greatly because all of the reports that we got early on were like, hey, he's definitely going to be back versus the Lions, unless the Texans are looking at it the way that we looking at it. Like, we're going to lose no matter what.
We're going to take this L no matter what.
Yeah, might as well just like give him another week of rest. I mean, it's just no fucking way. There's no way. The Lions have been embarrassing teams throughout the league, bro. And with our flaws and with everything we got going on right now, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't think I mean, like, just pay attention to what I mean. He Aaron Rodgers was on ayahuasca. I don't care what anybody says. That motherfucker popped a perk before he hit the field, and he was able to slice us up in the second quarter. Again, this is very unfortunate to say, like, zero faith. I have zero faith in our second half gameplay. Like, we seem to do really well in the first quarter, right? Really well. All of our first quarters have been fantastic. Second quarter is still pretty good. Third quarter is dog shit. Fourth quarter is completely ass. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's like all the defensive coordinator has to do and all the offensive coordinators have to do on the other team is just go, oh, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing.
Same thing.
Right? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we know what that play is. All right. It's like,
and if something isn't working for us in the first half, we don't make adjustments.
We don't make
in the second half. Yeah. And it's disappointing, bro. It's disappointing. I mean, they still ain't figured out how to protect these stunts, when the defense blitz. And bro, we were seldomly blitzed last year because CJ was torching people whenever they would blitz him, last season. Now it's like, why can't we do the same thing? Why is the offensive line having a brain fart? You know what I'm saying? And just not, obviously, like you say, it's personnel, because Kenyon Green didn't play last year. I don't want to put everything on him because the offensive line in general has been shit. Titus Howard is one of the laziest motherfuckers I've ever seen, bro. I mean, he's just atrocious. It's just bad all around up front, man. And for our defense to be as good as they are, for CJ to be as good as he is, and for our receivers, Nico, Tank, very unfortunate, obviously, what happened with Steph. We didn't bring in another veteran receiver. Bro, it's just like, dog, we're squandering the opportunity that we have to get a ring this year, bro. And I don't know why.
And I don't know why. We were so high on the fact that, like, oh, we have to do it this year because Bobby for sure is going to get a head coaching deal next year, right? It's like, I don't know if that's necessarily true anymore.
No,
right? Like, I think the book is out. I think we've said it before that he's the one having the sophomore slump, right?
Yep.
And so they kind of got the books out there on Bobby Slowick, and by association, the book is out there on CJ Stroud, right? Like, because CJ can only do so much, right? With the play that he's given, and if the defense already knows what they're about to run, then I don't care if you're, Patrick Mahomes. It's like it's impossible. And then on top of that, oh, guess what? You got a dog shit offensive line.
Well, I think everything starts with the O-line, how bad the O-line is. Dude, they can't run any type of cadence. They can't get the defensive line off schedule, by going on two or doing anything like that, because they're too undisciplined. They're undisciplined, and on top of that, when they actually do run the play, they're terrible. They're bad. They're playing matador defense. They're just allowing the defenders to say, hey, hello, here's the red carpet to our quarterback, bro.
Speaking of undisciplined, Laramie Tunsil, limited practice on Wednesday, but a non-injury related rest is what they have him listed under.
Okay.
Like, rest. What do we?
How does the guy with no eyebrows need rest after a long week? After they played on Thursday night, had essentially a mini bye. Come on, Omar. He needs his rest from his rest. Don't hate, bro. Come on. He needs a vacation from his vacation, dog. Why are you tripping? Why are you bringing that up right now? You know he needs his rest. He needs more rest.
Big baby looking at that motherfucker look like a goddamn just a big ass baby. Aziz limited practice. Pierce didn't practice. Kenyon Green out with the shoulder. Will Anderson Jr. did not practice, still with the ankle. And then Fatukasi with the groin and shoulder issue. Derek Barnett with a calf and shoulder issue also didn't practice. Dude, this is not a good situation, man. Not a good situation.
No, not at all. But look, let's
limping.
We are limping into this game, which we're gonna lose. Okay, look, guys, if you listen to us right now, and you know, a lot of people did comment to us, hit us up last week when we were predicting the Jets game, and was like, "Oh, y'all are so negative now. Y'all so negative." We're fucking realistic. All right.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you want that bullshit, if you want to be spoon-fed bullshit, go over to the flagship station over at 610, where those guys, you know, I appreciate the hosts that keep it real. But if you want motherfuckers to lie to you and be overly rosy and optimistic, please, by all means, go over there. But if you want people that's going to keep it real, and like I say, I was going to lead into us trying to be optimistic and everything. Look, man, this
what is there to be optimistic about? Man? Help me, brother. Help me. Help me. Give me something to hold on to, because I got nothing. So 24 points against the Packers, 52 points against the Titans, 31 points against the Vikings. Okay, the Vikings, 47 points against the Lions. I mean, against the Cowboys, 42 points against the Seahawks. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna exploit all our flaws, right? But look, this is one of the rare occasions somewhere where I'm looking past this game. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get
for the wrong reasons.
We're gonna get bludgeoned. Yeah, exactly, right. we're gonna get bludgeoned. All right, so let's look at it. We'll be 6-4. Okay, still a great sizable lead in our division. All right, we just got to look towards the future. All right? We got to take care of the games that we have on the schedule that are the easy road, right? So we still got our division games against the Jags, Tennessee. Obviously, we finished up the series with the Colts, so I think we got 2 against Tennessee, another one against the Jags. Obviously, after this game, we got the Cowboys game. They coming in limping. I'm really sad about that Cowboys game, because I want Dak to be playing. I want them at full strength. I don't want no excuses from these sorry ass Cowboys fans. Right? I don't want them to be like, "Oh man, we was hurt. Well, we was hurt. We didn't have, bruh."
Much like the Colts, they're probably better off.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Cooper Rush ain't no slouch, bro. So that may be the case. I think Parsons is going to be back. He got his little rivalry with CJ.
Yeah,
that's with our offensive line struggles. That's not a motherfucker I want to see chasing down CJ.
No, I don't either. Yeah,
at all, man.
You. So I do not want to see Michael Parsons doing stunts.
Not at all, bro. So
that is the last thing. That is the last thing that we want. Yeah. So we got Cowboys, Titans, Jags, and then we walk into the valley of the shadow of death.
So the thing is, I would have a much more warm, fuzzy feeling about this if we made some moves, which is what we started the show talking about, right? Like, you're supposed to improve by the trade deadline. You're supposed to make some moves, get some guys in here. You see that we're Nico's been dealing with injuries. Steph is out for the year. No excuse why we didn't bring in another veteran receiver. And then, like I say, first priority should have been getting help on the offensive line. We didn't do those things. Okay. So I don't feel great. So at that point, you X that out. Try to take the coaches at their word, right? Take D'Amico and say, look, we got the guys on our roster. These are the guys that we're going with. These guys are good. They just have to play better. Okay. Let's say we trust that. All right. We get some tune-up games. Beat down the Cowboys. Beat down the Jags. Beat down the Titans. Once we get into our murderous row, hopefully we get our feet under us. Hopefully we're like, okay, you know what? We're actually playing the way we've been planning to play all year. We're playing well. Going into playing the Dolphins, going into playing Kansas City, going into playing the Ravens. We maybe go 2-1 out of those games against those teams, right? I can see us beating the Dolphins, all right? And look, playing the Chiefs and the Ravens, you're not expected to win both those games, right? You want to get one out of the 2, right? Because those are the best teams in the AFC right now. If we could go 2-1 and beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, you feel good about that, right? I mean, that's pretty. So, and like I say, sizable lead in the division. We go into the playoffs, get our home field advantage, in that hosting that first playoff game. And obviously at this point, man, I mean, we're not playing for the conference. We're going to have to go up to Arrowhead. We're going to have to go back to M&T and play out there. You know what I'm saying? but we got to make sure that we ready. We just have to play good football, fundamentally good football from here on out, man.
I like the positivity, man. I mean, look. So I'm with you, bro. I think you know, I've been so tied up on this Lions game that I didn't really, yeah, I haven't really put much thought into what's gonna. I'm a week by week kind of guy.
This week don't
But
matter,
you know,
bro. This week's an L.
yeah, it is. But here's one thing that I want to remind everybody of, and you know, it's all about momentum, right? It's all about getting hot at the right times, right?
Yep.
You know,
Look at
it's all
those
about
Giants. Look at those Giants teams that beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
exactly the Kurt Warners of the world,
Yeah,
right?
man.
The Eli Mannings of the world, right?
Yep.
It's getting hot at the right times. And I'd say probably around that Titans Jaguars game would be a good time for us to get our shit together, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm with you 100%, bro. I think I'll jump on that positivity train with you. Hopefully, you know, Dolphins, we got them after the Jaguars. Two will probably be concussed again by then.
It's fucked up.
You know,
But hey, you do make yeah, you do make a point though, right? This is the NFL, bro. I mean, we watched the game on Monday night, and I mean the whole NFL fan base, you know what I'm saying? Not just the Chiefs fan base, but all the NFL held their breath as they saw Patrick Mahomes come up limping after he threw a touchdown pass, bro. Because it's like it could happen on any play. Somebody like Patrick Mahomes gets hurt or Lamar Jackson gets hurt. You talking about shit being wide open, you know, all of a sudden, especially a Patty Mahomes, you know, because let's be honest, Omar, if things stay trending the way that they are right now, we're looking at a three-peat for Kansas City. I mean, everybody's just playing for second place at this point. DeAndre Hopkins is over there balling. It hurts my soul to see our guy balling, but I'm happy for him at the same time.
For him.
Dude, finally get a quarterback, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I was happy for him. I genuinely, I was genuinely happy for him. I just looked up this weird stat just for the hell of it, just because we were talking about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the 20th most sacked quarterback. Like the Chiefs get it, bro. Right?
They love him. They love their quarterback. They don't allow him to get sacked like that and get beat up. I mean, if they had issues with their offensive line, they would have made a move at the trade deadline because they're like, hey, this is our guy. We have to protect him.
Yeah. I almost like not you know, in hindsight, you know, hindsight's 2020, but in hindsight, I would have, like, especially now knowing what we know about Diggs, you know, he got hurt and all that stuff. But I would have preferred that we would have made that splash, shoring up that offensive line rather than trying to get some more wide receivers. Because with a good offensive line, CJ can make anybody look good. I think you and I can go out there and catch a few passes from CJ Stroud.
Yeah, we may have done better than Metch and Hutch against
the Jets. Well, exactly, big goose egg from both of them last goddamn time.
How do you not get any separation?
A single catch, brother.
Come on,
a single catch. And Mechie got hit in the hands twice. It's like, what are we doing here? You know, you guys are supposed to be the young Thundercats of the team that are supposed to be, you know, up and coming. And this was your shot.
You see that you're Nick Caserio, and you see that only Tank Dell was able to produce a catch in the wide receiver room, and you don't make a move to get a receiver.
Yeah. Dell and Schultz were the only two guys that caught balls, and the occasional one. I think Mixon might have got a catch or two, but
yeah,
it's not looking good, brother. It's not
so sad,
good.
man.
We're in a bad spot right now, man. We are in a bad spot.
But like I say, let's keep it optimistic. All right, 6-4 after this game, and man, we just got to play good football. We got to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, and get ready for that stretch of football where we play 3 games, 10 days against some of the NFL's best. We just got to be ready. You know, like get some good wins under our belt. Learn how to play fundamental football again. Sure up the O-line. I mean, because hey, maybe the coaches are right. Maybe we have the roster to be able to win these games. We just got to put pen to pad, bro, and just play football 1-on-1. You know.
So we got 8 games left in the regular season, right? 8 games. We know what the games are, right? We're obviously dropping one to the Lions. and that leaves us with 7 more games. So
how many people?
If we can go 500,
yeah.
Just think about this, right? If we can go 500 in the next 8 games, which we should, I think that's totally plausible, right? Because that means that after we, if we take the Cowboys, the Titans, the Jaguars, that means that we'd have to win one of those games out of what am I gonna say? If we take, man, actually we could probably do a little bit better than that. I would think if we win out Cowboys, Jaguars, Titans, then we got Titans again as the last game of the season, and then we take one of the 3 out of the murderer's row. Right, that's 5.
We want 2, obviously, right? I mean,
right, of course,
3 would be fantastic, but I mean, let's think realistically, right? With our guys.
I got my eye on the Dolphins. Like unless somebody snaps Patrick Mahomes' femur in half, God forbid. God forbid.
We got to win that Dolphins game, bro. I mean, they're the one that's ripe for the taking, but we know that they're such a dangerous team that they could get it going. I mean, they have so much firepower that they're always dangerous. If they have Tua and they got Tyreek Hill, they got Jalen Waddle, bro, they're a dangerous team that could definitely beat us. Because look, we can't overlook them because we overlooked the Jets. People were overlooking the Jets. We were the only people talking about this is a dangerous game. It's the Thursday night game, short week. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. We were the only ones talking about this a game that we could easily lose, man. And like I say, we caught shit for it for us being too negative. Now, like I say, I can't imagine how many people are pissed because we keep like already just predicting, knowing that we're gonna lose to the Lions.
Yo, so look at this though, man. I mean, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the season that we were going to end the season 12-5, I mean, that's playoff material.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, it's
and once we get into the playoffs, everybody's 0-0, baby.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's all that we have to remember. What's important here, right? Is number 1 in the division, number 2 or number 3 in the conference, and then let's see where the fuck this thing plays out. Because like that's it, bro. Like everybody's 0-0 when we get to the playoffs. None of the regular season fucking matters.
Yeah. I'm not even really worried about the playoffs. Like you say, we're 0-0 once we get to the playoffs. That's what I was saying. Let's beat the teams that we're supposed to beat after this Lions game, after this L. Let's take care of business. Try to go 2-1 in that stint with those 3 games in 10 days, and take care of business against the Titans. I mean, what would that give us? We'll be 6-4 after the Lions, right?
We'll be 6-4 after the Lions.
Then we'll go
7-4, 8-4, 9-4. 10-4, and then we'll go.
We'll try to get 2 of those games. We'll try to get that Dolphins game, and hopefully try to get 1 out of the Kansas City and the Ravens game. Let's get a Christmas gift. Let's beat the Ravens, right? So that'll put us at what?
So wait a minute. We're 6-2 right now.
We're gonna be 6-4.
We're gonna be 6-4. We beat the Cowboys, we'll be 7-4. Beat the Titans, we'll be 8-4. Beat the Jaguars, we'll be 9-4. Beat the Dolphins, we'll be 10-4. Lose to the Chiefs, we'll be 10-5.
Okay.
Maybe pick up the Ravens. Let's just call it a dub.
All right. Yeah, 11-5.
11-5, and then we smash the Titans.
Okay. Hey,
12 yeah.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. And then worst case scenario in that what we're talking about, we go 11-6. Right, which still is going to get us in the playoffs because I mean we're so far ahead in our division. The Colts, which was what we predicted would be our biggest rival in the division, they're kind of imploding. Right, I mean they got their issues with and Joe Flacco is still he's fucking older than us.
Yeah, Joe Flacco is still Joe Flacco.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
He needs to get some of that ayahuasca from Rodgers.
Oh, it's the cayenne pepper now. The cayenne pepper and water is what he's doing.
Oh,
now.
Is that? Yeah, that's right. That's what it. That's right. That's right. Cayenne pepper, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's that rainforest cayenne pepper. That's that shit straight from fucking Guatemala. That's what he's got. Organic.
Hey, our new president gonna shut all that shit down, bro. He's closing the borders on y'all bitches.
Oh man.
Oh, bro, but no, hey, I'm not mad at those scenarios, right? It's not what
Neither
we
am I.
wanted.
You know what, dude? You talked me off the ledge, brother.
Come on. Hey, this still Bull Run Sports, bro. We still talking about our championship run. Okay, that's still gonna
I
happen.
was just too hung up on the fact that we're gonna get smoked by the Lions next week, and it's probably gonna be embarrassing.
It's very easy to get down about that. But
Yeah.
what do we say all the time, bro? The path to success is not always this right here.
It's
bro.
not. Yeah, you're right.
It's this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But we still can hit our peak. We can still hit the goal that we're trying to get. So look. Y'all still rocking with us right now, which hopefully we got sound, smart, realistic people in here on this Bull Run Sports channel. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe button, and everything, man. If you're still rocking with us, man, let us know that y'all think we going to something, bruh. We are still winning the Super Bowl this year, man. We might need a little help. Look, if Patrick Mahomes breaks a pinky toe, you know, and can't go in the playoffs.
I just need him to roll an ankle. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. Obviously, he's a very likable guy. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever played again. Just stub your toe on like a dresser or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. You know?
Come on, man. That's it, man. That's it. That's all we want. We want the brother to be fine.
That's all we want, football gods. We just want him to get hurt. That's all. Miss a game check. You know.
That's it, bro. You know, just give us one. Give us the opportunity this year, man, because they are on their way, man. They just find a way. But
12-5.
Look,
12-5. That's what I'm gonna keep remembering. 12-5. That's what we're shooting for. Shooting for 12-5. Be happy with 11-6.
It's very,
and then on to the playoffs, baby.
Yeah, it's very possible, man. It's right there.
Let's go.
So with that, man, I don't know what you think, bro. I think that we've ended this thing positively. You know, we're still gonna do a Lions Texans prediction video. I can't even say this shit with a straight face, dog, because that's the one that's really gonna piss y'all off. Like it's gonna be some
that's the one. Yeah,
negativity.
You know what's interesting about that though is that we're gonna talk about that, but then like we're talking about like fucking Jared Goff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't tell me you're gonna try to convince yourself that there's a path to victory in that game.
No, it's not, man. I just like I'm seeing their schedule and you know the teams that they've beat and by the margins that they've beat them in, like 52 points against like who did they put that up against the let me see here. Dude, they're 7-1. That's insane. 47 points against the Cowboys. Now, that speaks to a lot more things other than the Cowboys are just they suck and they just completely suck rhinoceros cock. The problem with that is that they still managed to put up 47 points on an NFL team.
Exactly.
52 points on an NFL team. Those are video game numbers.
Bruh. And Omar, right now, do you even think that the Texans could scrimmage with their offensive line the way that it is and put up 47 points just in a simulation?
Let's just stop because we ended on a good note. We'll save all the negativity for the other one.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna do a little digging in the numbers like I always do and try to see if I can maybe find a bright spot somewhere. I'm very doubtful, but
I'm looking forward to that. I want to be convinced. I want to be convinced that we can somehow edge out a win against the Lions. So I'm looking for. I don't know. Are y'all looking forward to it? Because I want you to work some magic on numbers.
Listen, man. I am a data analyst by trade. That is my day job. That is what I do. I crunch numbers. I look at numbers and I analyze numbers and I give recommendations.
Let's go.
Which turn into millions and millions of dollars of spend on a monthly basis. That's what I do for a living. So I am going to make a promise. I will try to find a bright spot and have something for us to look at numbers wise.
Man, well, guys, look, just like me, y'all got something to look forward to because I can't wait to see this shit.
That's gonna suck. I'm gonna do it though. I'll find something. I'll find a couple bright spots.
Well, hey, like and subscribe, man. Join us for the next video as we predict the Lions Texans game, and my boy is gonna crunch some numbers and see what our path to victory is against this red hot Lions team that's coming to see
Yeah.
us Sunday night, man. So as always, man, we appreciate y'all being here. This has been fun. We'll see y'all next time.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.